Jared Tones, what's up, y'all? I hope y'all are well and in amazing health. So if you don't know who I am, I'm going to tell you right now. I am Jaren. I am a voice teacher, speech trainer, and the proud founder and owner of this wonderful studio, the Jaren M. LeGrett Studio. I am so excited about this video. So I have not done anything like this on this channel just yet, but we're trying to diversify the content here and kind of show different things. So I'm excited to do this video. So I saw somebody this morning on Instagram. They posted this clip in their story of this concert, and I said, oh wow, I had no idea they were on NPR Music. And for the record, I feel like NPR Music provides some of the best content to use for this channel because the concerts are so good, they're raw, you know, they're just so in the moment. I love capturing those voices on this channel. So I love NPR Music for doing the Tiny Desk concerts. They gave me some great stuff to talk about here on this channel. And so I saw that they were doing this Broadway cast and I said, wow. Then I saw that The Lion King was celebrating 25 years on Broadway. I remember when Lion King was first on Broadway. I went to see it the first year it was on Broadway. I was in 5th grade. I went to New York City with my school, Millis House School, yes! And within the first 2 years of it being on Broadway, we went to go see it. And I sat in the balcony and watched the performance. And I remember back then being in 5th grade and being so moved by this performance. Like, even as a 5th grader, I felt the magic of the performance and the magic of the show. And each time I am overwhelmed with emotion and I want to sing along, and I just love the costume, the set, the design, everything that they show on the stage. It is just amazing. And if you haven't went to see it either on Broadway or a national tour, I recommend both, okay? Go see it on Broadway and go see a national tour of it, okay? Because it is just beyond words. And so when I saw they were celebrating 25 years and I saw that they did NPR Tiny Desk concert, I said, I need to go ahead and do a video on this. So as I always say, this is more so an analysis and not a reaction. So I'm going to start and stop a lot in this video. So if you like starting and stopping, don't even watch this video, go into another video. But if you don't mind starting and stopping and things like that, then this is a channel and a video for you. So y'all, let's get into this. Here is the cast of The Lion King on Broadway singing Circle of Life at the NPR Tiny Desk concert. You can really see their bodies engage when they do this stuff. You can really see their torsos really engaging. Those breathing muscles are right in there. And they're using a little grit too. They have a little compression and sometimes they have a little squall grit. You hear that sound, that sound comes right on in when they do these calls, these declarations at the beginning of the song. And these vowels are bright. It's almost like a big smile. And I think there's a little nasality. That soft palate is dropped a little bit. So you really hear that bright nasal vowel, open vowel, bright vowel, when they're doing these calls and these things at the beginning. And you also don't hear a lot of vibrato either. You don't hear a ton of vibrato, if any at all. Okay? Did you hear that? You hear a lot of glissandos, a lot of nasality, a little grit in the voice, and it really is in their body to support. They're really compressing and pushing and being free in their sound. They are so free, and I love that about this sound here. And you also hear different sounds in the language that we don't have in English. That is very normal. Different languages across the world have some sounds that we don't have. We have some sounds in the English language that other languages don't have. So they're singing in Zulu right here. And so you hear a lot of consonant clusters and vowels that you may not always hear in English, or they're sung differently, or they're spoken, or they sound differently because it's a different language. So you're not going to hear English sounds in a different language that is not English because it's not English, okay? So they're singing in Zulu here. So you hear a lot of tongue clicks, you hear a lot of different things that are sounds in that language that we don't have in the English language, okay? So that's what you're hearing right here. It's beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful. And it gives so much texture. And to me, how they're singing directly correlates with gospel to me, or how we sing stuff here, especially like in the Black church or in the Black community. We sing with a lot of gusto, a lot of open vowels, a lot of bright vowels, a lot of brightness in the sound. They're doing that same thing here. And it's not by accident that we sound similar in that way or emulate this in many ways when we sing gospel and things like that, because it's all connected. Where all these music genres, all these things are connected, especially in, the Black community. You hear a lot of glottal onsets too, a lot of those glottal onsets, and you hear a lot of slides. But what you don't hear a lot of is diphthongs. You don't hear a lot of diphthongs, if any at all, when they're singing in Zulu. You don't hear those. So in English, we have those clusters of two vowels together, or consonant clusters, that they're singing different consonant clusters that we don't have in English. And I love the textures that they sing with, and kind of the gusto and the power and the freedom that they sing with here. They're not holding back in any way. They are singing freely and fully, and I love it.
From the day we arrive on this planet and blinking, step into the sun.
Did you notice her sound changed when she came from Zulu to English? English had a little bit more of rounder vowels, had more chewing of the vowels too. That's what I'm talking about. Our vowels aren't always as pure as other languages, in terms of how we pronounce them. And so when she changed to English, the vowel shapes changed a little bit. The texture of her voice changed too. And she got a little bit darker in her approach and articulation. She got a little darker in the sound too.
There is more to see than can ever be seen, more to do than can ever be done. There's far too much to take in here.
You hear that grit coming back. There is far too much. She really has that grit coming back in, and she has that compression, that freedom with that support from the body, that anchoring that I talk about, that support from the body. She's using those breathing muscles. There is far too much to take in here. Beautiful.
Oh, to find that can never be found. But the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps straight and small on the endless round. It's a circle of life.
You see their mouths? Hey! The ensemble's mouths are so bright. You can see their teeth. They just kind of bite into it, and they're so open and free in that sound right there. Also, I want to talk about vibrato for a second, because at the beginning I talked about you didn't hear a lot of vibrato in their singing. You don't hear a lot of vibrato here at all. A lot of people think that you have to have vibrato to sound good. You don't. Exhibit A, they sound amazing, and there's minimal vibrato at most. You don't have to have vibrato to be able to sing. Exhibit A, again, they sound amazing, and they don't have a ton. So I don't want you to feel like you have to have vibrato to be able to sing well. You don't. Now, if you want vibrato, go ahead and go for it and get it. But if you ain't pressed to have it, look, sing, just sing. They sound so amazing doing what they do, and it fits so well into the parameters of this song and to this show. It's beautiful. The ensemble's vocals are very percussive, and how they're placing their consonants within the confines of the music, it gives the drums a little amplification in terms of the rhythm, because how they're saying their words in the confines of the tempo. Ba 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 da dum ba da 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 ka bo da 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 boom da 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 ba ka boom ding ka ba ding da ba ka. So it kind of has the pacing of the rhythm in the drum. You know what I'm saying? So I really like that too, how they do that. Now you hear the ensemble getting a little bit bigger in their sound, and they're getting a little bit brighter too. And even the lead singer, she's getting more gusto in her sound too as the song progresses through the ending here. You know, usually in that part there's like a big old, you know, musical interlude because, you know, Simba's born and everything in that part right there, in that interlude right there, but they kind of skipped it for the sake of probably the concert and the time. So they kind of got bigger to the ending to get to the circle of life, this last big chorus, you know, so everything kind of built up in sound. Did you hear faith and love? Faith and love. That's what she did. Faith and love. So she went more of like a cricoid, tilty, thick belt to kind of a more of a twangier spot. So you kind of changed the vowel resonance, if you will, in the middle of singing it. Faith and love. And that tongue went flatter too. Love, love. Yeah. Her body right there, till we find our place. You can see all those breathing muscles engaged, abs, obliques, all those, till we find our place. So she's really using that anchoring, that body support to really support the singing that she's doing here. She sounds amazing. If you enjoyed this analysis, click subscribe down below, then click the alert button next to it so you know when the next video is posted. And as I will always keep saying to you, be vocally bold, creative, and aware, but most of all, be vocally you. All right, y'all. See y'all soon.